Hi, so I bought the new stable and thought I would do a more conversational video about this set as I did a smaller video opening it and building it, and then I ran out of time to fully set it up. So I thought I would sort of set it up slowly here and talk through a few things and sort of do an overall review of it. I really do like this set. I got the main stable here, which is this bit, and then this is the extension stall. So that's what you buy in the main stable, and then this is the additional set here. I paid 20 for this stall and 80 for the main stable on, I think both are probably on some sort of Black Friday promotion. It was my birthday purchase to myself, basically. I am aware it is a lot of money. I think because I've always really liked things that can move around, so this fully got me. So I think this one is good value for money in the sense that you can move it around a lot and create many different scenes with the same stable. I think the ones previously, because they've been set to being the way they were set up, is good for sturdiness, as in it won't all fall apart. Where with this one, these two ones nearer me are also able to move, which I like for the ease of like changing things around. But to actually keep it all together, a lot of it does sort of drift apart quite easily. But I always like things that can be moved, so this got me. So I did pay a lot of money for it. But I've always liked the idea of being more free with creating scenes and things like that. I am aware there is also a tack shop, and then I think in the new year there's a new stall and a new tack related space. So what I think I would do if I ever ended up getting them all would be, I like this setup for now. I like the stalls kind of all being on one side for now. But if I got the extra stall, I'd put that one there, move this one up one, so the tacking up area is here, and then have the two bigger sets sort of at the front of the stable, just because I think that probably looks the cleanest. I would probably rather that also be a stable, although you can still put a horse there and make a scene, which is nice. And yeah, that being near the tacking up, like the tacking up area being near the tack room, is also probably going to be a nice addition. If I ever end up acquiring those sets, I think I probably will, because they have the horses in them, and I just seem to buy anything if it has a special edition horse in it at this point. So that's where that came from. I have two of these guys because the original set I had this in, the door was hinged on the wrong side, so it wouldn't close. So I've now ended up with two of them. That's why there's two in the video. But I just thought I'd go through the accessories here on camera, because not a lot, but like a couple of these accessories seem to be slightly different from what is in the book. So I thought I just wanted video proof of myself opening them from sealed packaging to show that that is what you got in the set. But I thought I would just sort of take you through what this looks like. I won't turn it around because again it drifts around a lot, and it's really not that hard to put back together, but this was a more setting up video than like overall review of everything. But yeah, there's the two flower boxes at the back. There's also two like bars to like tie horses up on at the back. There's two lanterns, and then there's the little weather horse figure up here. There is this area for, I'm assuming, the riders to sleep. It's a bit annoying that the ladder has to be put through the trapdoor, because I find the ladder's just a bit useless. I like the trapdoor, I like that feature, but the fact this sort of ladder has to be here or nowhere is a little bit annoying. That will probably end up in a drawer somewhere, and this will just be a flat surface. The other thing I find slightly annoying, not even with the stable, but the additional sets, is that basically for the stable you get 3 hay racks, 3 water dishes, and 3 tack stands. And then with this one, who's an addition to the stable, he doesn't come with one. So I'd find that a bit annoying, just that all the horses don't have the same, because this is an empty stall, unless you wanted to put the foal in it. So he'd have the tack stand, but then all the additional ones wouldn't have anything. I happen to have 4 extra from an extra set I bought from the pink stable because I thought I was missing pieces. I wasn't. I just thought it was good to grab some extra in case if any got lost, so I can just add them in. But if there's more than 4 additional stalls sometime in the future, I'm gonna have to try and find these little guys, because I'd kind of like them all to have the same equipment on the same kind of sort of wavelength as that. The instructions for this little one, they tell you to set up the hay rack here and the water dish here. When you set up the stable, they tell you to put them like this, which makes sense because these guys don't have a side wall, they just have this one. So I'm probably going to move this one to fit that standard. I just found that annoying that it wasn't streamlined, but again, tiny issue. Also, my lovely strawberry roan Tennessee Walker, her leg was trapped under something because she couldn't stand up, so I assume it got stuck somewhere. There's also a gouge out of her leg, which I didn't notice initially, but her face is fine, so that's the most important thing. But a bit of a shame that her leg got damaged, but everything else seems absolutely fine. The riders are the first 2 articulated riders I've ever had. I didn't get them. Is that going to focus? I'm not sure. Sorry. I didn't get them when they came with their horses, but it's fun to have 2 of them now. I'm sorry, I was trying to focus it, but I don't think it's gonna work. So there's that one. I have completely forgotten their names. Again, I'm not in this for the like naming everything aspect. I just sort of like the stables themselves. So I got those 2. That only one has a hat, and then I got this bull terrier separately, but I think he's going to be the stable dog because I got them at a similar time. I also got him with a few of the special edition horses, so they'll probably make an appearance when this is more set up. So I'll now go through the accessories. So all the accessories I've put out were in a different bag. So everything here was either loose or in plastic still. I got an extra hay rack and an extra, I don't know where it's gone now, an extra lock for the stall doors, which is probably going to be really useful. The hay rack, not so much, as they all do seem to come with them. But again, I have 4 extra from the set I bought extras from, but that is a good thing to have an extra of if you thought you were going to lose them. I thought they might include an extra water dish too, and maybe an extra tack one, just to make it sort of even. But yeah, these are the 2 noticeable extras I have, which I didn't think I was going to get any, so I'm very happy with those 2. So then also loose is 2 saddles and bridles. The reins do not come off. I'm not sure if that's a new thing or has been going on for a while and I just have not noticed. I just remember in the old sets they could come off. So you get 2 of these, they're exactly the same. So that's the loose things right now. And then there are 4 bales of hay, 2 green and 2 yellow. You did have to fit these together. They were quite easy. The hardest thing I found in the stable build was putting the bars. There's 2 gold bars to tie your horses up onto. Trying to fit those onto the white plastic without feeling like you were going to break either of those pieces. It was like the first step to building it, and it was the hardest. Everything else slotted in quite easily, even though that panel, there's like a line here, yeah, so this panel you have to fit in. That's not easy either. They are the 2 hardest things of the build that I found. Anything where you have to like push plastic into plastic is just quite hard. This wasn't that easy, but it was easier than the metal, the like plastic metal effect tacking up bit and the floor. So anything like that is a bit hard. The stalls were alright, but because it's just plastic, you do feel like you're going to break or warp something if you put too much strength into it, and you feel like it shouldn't take as much strength as it takes more strength than you think it would to put all the pieces together, so you think you're just going to break everything. But yeah, so 4 hay bales, so kind of 1 each right now. Not sure how these are going to be set up in the stalls, but You get the camping sort of little set here, and I think maybe the saddle pads, but this is like all the soft pieces. Then there is the broom and rake and 2 riding hats, which I'm unsure if they're going to fit on their heads, but we'll find out. And then 2 of the halters, and is that a brush? 1 brush? Going with 1 brush. So that's in that one. And then this is the little kitten you get. He's very cute. I'm not sure if he's in any other set. He might be a little exclusive kitten. If you're anything like me and have at least 10 of the bigger sets, you probably have about 8 different kittens, a couple of the chicks, and a load of squirrels. They're really cute additions. It's just funny when you end up with like 10 of the same one. And then this is the biggest one. So it has like food. So the apples, the hay, carrots. This is the weird thing. In mine, I got pig feed, and on the instructions, it's meant to be like a normal brown sack of horse feed. So I just wanted to document that this was what I got sent. If I ever have it gain an extra one from any set I buy, I'll probably swap them out. It's not even just like a different color, it's like completely the wrong animal for feeding. Anyway, so you get plates, cups. There's a little mouse here who's very, very cute. Also, these rings, I did have no idea what they were, but looking at pictures, because it's not explained what they are, but looking at pictures, I think they're bracelets. Unsure why that was an addition, but anyway, there we go. There's also a bucket. So I thought I would open these up and sort of place them into the stall to look where everything can kind of fit. But I just thought I would show the sealed bags so everyone can know that it was not this item that I got. This one here. That's sort of more standard. And yeah, it says 3 and 3 on there, but I did get 4 of these. Same with the lock up here. It says 4, and I got 5. Sorry, maths. Yeah, you have to build the tack stand by yourself. Sorry, there's a little fly going on. Great. Of course, he's just in shot for the whole time. And there is stickers. I don't want to shut the fly in there. Have you escaped? Alright, let me deal with the fly. Right, back to this. So there are stickers. You can put their name tags on. But again, oh yeah, you do get a sticker sheet with this one. I thought you didn't. You do, so you can add his name on. Good. Then you get a sticker of the mare at the back, and you get 1 of that mare, and for some reason you get 2 of the foal. I'm not sure why that is. Also, this mare looks nothing like the mare at the back. I'm unsure if they changed what horse you were going to get just before this went into production. I'm unsure, but you get a few little extra stickers here. Again, I'm not really a big fan of using the stickers. I like to keep everything a bit more plain. I find the stickers fun for personalizing, so if I ended up with loads of extra, I probably would I will name them. I haven't named any of them yet. I'd name them and put their name on there, but then when they retire, with my collection, anything that is on this like website to me isn't retired, so they get to have fun in the barn, get to be part of photo shoots and setups. Then the second they're off the website, they'll go onto shelving and be retired and sort of not be used as much. Of course, I'd still get them down, still photo shoot them, but my main barn is for the current run models. So when these retire, even if the accessories retire, I keep the accessories, but I do retire off the models onto a shelf. So I would say these guys retired, I would then put new horses into the stable. So I'd sort of want something a little less permanent than a sticker stuck on most of their stalls. Anyway, I will start getting the accessories out and placing them in. So I just opened the first bag. So you get a pink brush and a black brush. Then there are the 2 riding hats here. Move the bridle out of the way. There is the sweeping supplies of the broom and rake. And then there are the 2 halters here. They all seem to be themed to the girls' riding clothes, and I'm aware they both have horses. Um, KN and is it like Stormy or Misty? I'm I knew them at some point. I know there is a Sophia and Blossom, and there's a Sarah that isn't either of these two. Hannah is the ginger one I'm going with. Forgotten all the others. I'll have to relearn all of this. But yeah, they're riders' colours for the horses they own, which aren't here. So I'm not sure if these will somehow soon maybe have names and be paired off with the girls. I'm unsure. But for now, these can just be used for any of them. Of course, they kind of have one each for everything, but I don't really know who's going to own who yet. So that'll be a fun thing to work out later. But they're very pretty. I like how they're different colours rather than the standard. Schleich have got a lot better at different colours, but if you've been collecting for as long as me, you'll know there once was just one colour, and that was green. And then a pink one I think arrived, and then a pale pink, and now we've got loads of different colours. Anyway, very sweet. And then fall ones, that was a big thing. Anyway, next bag is all the food. So before I forget they exist, here are the two tiny little bracelets. I will put them on their wrists right now, otherwise I don't want these to get lost, so I'll go do that and probably put the hats on them as well to see how they fit. So here they are. The bracelets are sort of like little elastics, and that's how the hat looks. Their hair is very detailed. They are very detailed as well. You do have to build them. They come in like 4 or 5 separate pieces. Yeah, no, that looks nice. Anyway, so then moving back to the bag, you get 2 sets of apples. So move the feed into one place. I've got the pig food. I'd quite like to know if that is a standard thing or maybe they just ran out. Then 2 mugs, 2 plates. I like these for like the thought that they're humans and they eat, but it is loads of tiny accessories that I probably wouldn't myself get much use out of. 2 bunches of carrots. The little mouse, who is so cute. Again, with the focusing, I'm so sorry. There, he nearly did. He's a lot bigger than I thought he would be, but he's cute. There we go. Oh, and I dropped him the second it focused. Wow. Anyway, there is a blue bucket here I will build, and the little bit of hay. Then I'll open the kitten. So here's this one. Sorry again about the quality of it just being a blurry little blob. He's very sweet. I really like him. Sorry, I was looking at it myself, just not through the camera. Yeah, so I'm unsure if they're gonna be friends or not. Unsure where they'll both be in the barn, but both very, very sweet. Then I'll open the soft ones. Okay, so I think you get more in that bag than I initially assumed. So there's the 2 pillows for the sleeping bags. Then there's the saddle pad for each of them to put on the saddle. It's really nice how the saddle goes through the blanket, so it can kind of be kept as one, which is really nice. There is this rug here with gorgeous little flowers on it. I do like the poppers, but I miss the ribbon of the old rugs. I just thought that was so simple yet so cute. There's that one. And then there is a sleeping bag with some elastic for a reason I'm currently unsure of, maybe to tie up. Then there is the red one. So I will now set the barn up slowly with like progress little shots and then show you how it works. That loose thread is slightly annoying. Is it loose? It's loose. Fab. Yes. This is apparently the first thing I decided to try and do was roll up these sleeping bags. So that's a good thing that they can be sort of compacted if you didn't want to use them and just take up a bit less space, which is nice. So I've set everything up. There was a few little issues I'll just talk about. So these were fine. The ladder fell down about 3 times, so I banished it to the floor for a while. Anyway, the rug is really cute. According to this picture, it looks like the red is more themed to this mat and the purple is more themed to the Tennessee Walker. So I just reflected that and decided that this one would own this one and this one would own this one. Again, the names are a bit blurry still for me. Anyway, the putting the saddle cloth on, the fabric, it isn't like hemmed. So if you were too rough, I feel like after a few uses, if you were to swap them out from the saddle, they could fray and break. So I don't think I'll be touching them or trying to get them off of the saddles again. These are just the basic saddles. So there's no reason to take them off. And I won't be putting the fabric through that again, as I did not enjoy trying to stretch it over the plastic saddle. The tack stands, because the reins are longer for the articulated riders, I'm guessing it all doesn't kind of fit well. If you put the bridle on first, the saddle falls off, and if you put the saddle on first, then put the bridle on, it all just kind of falls on the floor. So I've just put the saddles on and then put one bridle here. It kept falling off of this side, so then I've put the bridle on by itself here, with the little hay cube with the mouse and the kitten with the dog. Then I've just turned this into a food store, as I don't know that I'd put any of this in the store like that. The hay wouldn't fit, like, I mean, not that I tried it, but the hay won't fit in the racks. So I think that would look probably quite good in a hay rack. But anyway, so I've just sort of left it there with that there. There's not enough horses here for me to have to use this space yet, so I just thought I'd put the storage here. Now I've put the spare parts there. The bucket is full of the 2 grooming brushes and the hats, because again, I'm not really sure what I would do with them right now. Also, I can't remember taking the riding hat off of this one, so I think she might have just fallen over and it fell off. They both did fall over with the ladder, so they don't stay on that well. Somehow the cowboy hat is just on there. Anyway, so yeah, I just put one of the halters on there and one on this one. I really like them, but yeah, just a lot of it seems fiddly for what it is. The area in the stalls isn't actually that big. Like, it is nice for the horse, but to like get your hand in, especially me having a more adult sized hand, it's all just a bit more fiddly. But the space is quite generous for every compartment. I like how the doors can open and they all have their own separate paddock. I really like that. My mare did have cardboard between her to try and make her stand up better. I'm going to leave it off now and see if she falls over, and if not, just put the cardboard back to try and unwarp her leg. So just sort of made a few changes. So yeah, if the tack stool is the next thing and it comes with spare hooks, I'd probably store a lot of the tack in there, because I don't know if it's just me, but I wouldn't. The fact that these things have to be stored on the door, so you open it and this goes with it, does not make me think that having a saddle and bridle on there, if you can even fit them on in the first place, would be a good place for them to stay. I think that would cause them to fall off a lot, because these wobble a lot too. Again, just then it just knocked all the hay forward. So if you do any intricate setups, I feel like the second you then open a door to get a horse out or anything like that, everything could fall. But right now, if they're placed here and I don't fiddle with the doors, I think it looks really pretty. But functionality wise, I think the tack would have been better on, like, if there was an extra like pole where it's static and won't move. Don't know if static is the right word. I'm so sorry. I've kind of lost all my words from the amount I've spoken this week. If it was stationary, sorry, it would be a good place for it to be secure, and it wouldn't be moved or knocked, where the whole thing would move. But I feel like you get a good amount of snacks and hay for the horses. You sort of get everything a functional barn kind of would have, maybe not in the quantities. But yeah, I feel like if I get the tack room, I'd feel like I would just put all the tack there and maybe take these little guys off, just so, because it was fiddly and annoying, and to be constantly dealing with that, I don't think is the easiest way to go about setting up this barn. So maybe that would be a good thing to sort of just forget comes with it. It'll just keep it somewhere else or use it for a different reason. But yeah, they're my thoughts on the barn. Overall, I really like it, but yeah, there are some bits where I think it could have been slightly adjusted. Again, the bracelets are cute, I just don't really see much use in them unless they're not bracelets, and I've fully not worked out what their main use is for. You could store one tack set on this, of course you can. Again, I'm not really sure why we get this, seeing as the horse's accessories are meant to be stored on these, I'm assuming. And then this is just kind of in the way. I don't really know where to put it. If a horse is in here, no idea. It'd just be tucked at the back somewhere. I feel like they could have probably done without this, but then again, for the amount that putting the saddles on there annoyed me, this would probably be a useful thing to store everything on so I don't have to go through that many times. So that is the barn for you. So yeah, this area, I'll put the door down. So you've got enough room up there to store a few things as well. You can probably put the hay up there. That door does open. It's all very sweet. A lot is accessible, which is nice from many different angles. I don't know if maybe when they close the barn there'll be like another sort of front door or back wall, or it will just be open like most of their previous sets. But yeah, that is the stable for you. I'll just put my new exclusive horses in to see more horses in this space. So I have more horses up here than this, but I just thought I would show you these three. So these are the three exclusive ones I got along with the Bull Terrier and the Farm Advent Calendar. This horse is one of my favourite molds. I was so excited when I saw him on the website because I thought he'd be a cherry bay. He is bay, which is still absolutely gorgeous. He's got nice shading. What I don't like is they didn't fully fill in his eyes. They look full here because my camera is not zooming in, but there are gaps, and it makes his eyes look less gentle, and I really like this mold. It's one of my absolute favorites, especially of the newer designs, but that was a little sad when I realized that. But anyway, I'm going to put him in here. He does not have a name yet. Then I got the Hanoverian, which was from a few years ago, and then they brought her back as an exclusive. Sorry, she wasn't exclusive back then, but then they brought her back and sold her again, which I really like. She's lovely. And then I also got the stallion here. I like his colouring. The hoofs are just one colour and a little bit messy, but the rest of him is lovely, so happy with him. I did not get the Pinto mare, she was sold out, so I'll try and grab her with some other things at another time. So I'll just put these guys somewhere and then sort of show you how it looks. So in my other barns, which have the paddocks, I sort of use them as a self-contained horse stall just for storage. So I've put her in there, my extra stallion here. I don't put anything in this one because my wardrobe door does hit into it. And then I've put this one over here. I do find it a little bit weird. Oh well, a little bit sad that mine has a mane scuff. I think my bad point of purchasing was buying them with a calendar, because they all kind of got stuck down the side between the calendar and the box. So they all probably got a bit more bashed around in the post than they would have been if they were just sort of in a smaller box with just figures that were just sort of themselves. Again, yeah, you just sort of can prop the ladder up like that. But again, that was bashing the saddle. So everything about that whole corner was annoying me for a little while. But anyway, here is the whole stable. Hopefully that was a little bit informative if you were thinking about buying it. I would definitely recommend it. It is just a little bit different from the previous stables, so it has a lot of different positives but some slight negatives or things to be worked out due to each individual's taste. I think my tack will all just be put somewhere else. But I like the fact you get a free stall to put someone in, and the sort of imagination behind expanding it and reorganizing it how you would like, I really like. So yeah, the back two don't move, so there would always be a horse on each side, and it would just be figuring out how you wanted the rest of your barn to expand, which I really do like. So yeah, that is my review. Thank you for watching.